We're notifications soon.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Comment allez-vous?
Muff.
That's sad. Tina Turner died, huh?
Yeah, she done went on to be with her maker.
We're live. YouTube said it. Yep, 83. What was her religion? Buddha? Buddha something? Yumdo Koi, something like that.
And I love to hear her chant.
Yeah. I believe her and Ike Turner was karmatic soulmates. What do you think? I
Oh, I don't know. Maybe so.
I don't know. But there ain't really many left now out of her group. What was it? Tina Turner and
Ike Cats.
Ike Cats? I don't know. They ain't all of them dead except the one that she had a restaurant called Sweet Something, and her son.
Sweetie Pies.
Yeah, I think she's the only one left, right?
Yeah, she's in her 80s, over her 80s. She just retired. She just closed down all her her restaurants.
Yeah, because her son took all that money, stole all that money.
Well, he killed her grandson. Well, allegedly.
Did he get acquitted for it?
He's still in prison.
Wow. Hello, Margaret. How are you? Yeah, but after she left Ike, she made it big time, and then all of a sudden she went crazy because her son committed suicide. I don't know if that was her adopted son from Ike or was that the one by Ike.
I'm not know which one, because then a couple of months ago her other son died.
Dang. And she was battling cancer. So you know who's been on my mind? On my own. Patti LaBelle.
Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, she got the sugar. I hope she okay though.
I want the sugar. It's so funny how you said she got the sugar.
She got the sugar. You know them black people got the sugar. We don't get diabetes. We get the sugar. We get that extra sugar.
I want to be Patti before she go on. I want to see her. I like to see her when she fly.
That was Tina Turner.
That Patti she do the slow fly when she's singing what the song she sang?
Hello everyone.
Rolling. Oh, something Proud Mary.
That's something about
Hello everyone. I'm Black Cubana.
Y'all, I'm King Divine Fire. What's going on?
Fire.
I am initiated by spirits. What's
AKA
up?
International Spirits.
Yes.
Divine Legacy couldn't make it, so we're going to give her a holla. So I hope everybody's doing good. We're going to talk about different things today. One of the subject is, what is God to you? Because everybody has a definition of what God is. Some say he's a he. Some say she's a she. But God is he and she together because he is energy. He is an energy force. Okay? And he goes by many, many, many names. But to me, what God is to me, he is the creator of all gods, goddesses out there. You know what I'm saying? Without him, no one would exist. He is the Alpha and Omega to me. You know what I'm saying? But can be my mother. He can be my father. He can be my sister and brother in my time of need. But right now, he's my warrior because I'm in his army and he's teaching me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I can go.
Can I get a hallelujah?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. We're going to pass the mic. Who want to go on and say, what is God to you?
Come on, initiate it.
To me, God is everything. And it says that we are made in his image. So to me, he's creation.
And I am not naked. I'm sorry.
That's the creation.
There we go. I
I
apologize.
kid with you. But to me, God is everything, is the beginning and the end, is the in and the out, is everything. And a lot of times we question who God is because we don't know who we are ourselves. So we got to pick someone to blame or something to blame. And a lot of times we pick the God to blame. But to me, God is everything, is the air that I breathe, is the life that I have, is God is who created all. To me, that's what comes first, God, then everything else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. Definitely coming from a Christian background, I always called it was always he and then, the Trinity and then Jesus and the Holy Spirit. So to me, God is the all in all. I say the God of gods, or I really call him my divine creator. Because when I was moving from trying to really get that doctrination of Christianity out my head, I wanted to stop thinking of God as he, and as God or Yahweh, or because I needed to get what I've been through Christianity out of me. So that was one of the ways that I got it out. Was trying to see God as he or she. And a lot of times, like even in the Christian church, we hear people have said that he'll be a mother for you. So why not call him Mother God? He'll be a sister for you. Why not call him Sister God? So, and I do believe also that as humans we're so limited in words of how we can describe whatever that is that created everything. You know, so I don't think it or whatever has a problem with its name. It's the religious that that have a problem with what we call them, because other people call them Ola Damare, da 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 da, Buddha, Krishna, Muhammad, whatever. So, but to me, he's my divine. It's my divine creator.
Because he has many names.
Yeah.
And each culture calls him by a different name.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people it's like, oh no, Allah is how Arabic say God, Lord. So he has many names, he has many titles. I'm a mother, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm an aunt. You know what I'm saying? I am a godmother, I am a friend. So I go by different titles, and each title represent different energy because everything is energy.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, I believe that.
Uh Can y'all see the comments?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't have to read them. All right. Yes, God is a life force source. That is correct.
Mm.
He is divine power. That is also correct. Everything and all things and universal creator of sometimes. I say he sometimes, she, depending on the situation. Yes, because he's all of the above. He is the universe. We all are created out of him.
Yeah.
So, what does it mean to walk in God's image been for you?
For me, that's walking in everything God is. Psalms 82, which is still a favorite scripture of mine, is for ye are gods, and you are the children of the Most High God. Yeah, that's one of the things I call him, the Most High God. And that let me know that we know God for being a creator. He created us, the universe. So walking in his image to me is having the ability to create my own world, my own universe, which is within. There's nothing on the outside of me. Everything is within me. So I have that same ability to speak things, and boom, there it is. That be light. So yeah, walking in that image, I believe I have that same power within to just do, you know, what God has done. So
I agree. I piggyback off you because he is the creator. And like Initiated by Spirit says, we are made in his image. So if he's a creator, God lives in us, which makes us a creator. That's why it's power in the words. There's power in the blood. You see what I'm saying? So it's like he did not create the spirit of fear. That's something humans created, and we let it consume us because he said he did not give us a spirit of fear. So
Yeah.
we are the creator, we are the author of our story. Just like he created things in 6 days and rested on the seventh, we also are creator of our life things. We can make things happen, we can make things not happen, we can block our blessings, we can make blessings come, because we are made in his image.
That's right.
So I agree.
Yes, I do. To me, I'm gonna say it was a little different. So to me, I always saw God as other people with other people's eyes. I don't know if that makes sense to you. It's like I didn't know God. I known of God. I didn't have that faith because I grew up through churches. I've been to every church that you can think of because I've been trying to find God, trying to find myself. And what ended up happening, I end up resenting the name of God because religion was created right out of fear to control us. And that's what it did to me. So by controlling me, I associated God with being controlled and confined. And what spirituality taught me is like, no, take a step back, know who God truly is. I remember one day I was talking to I said, I haven't prayed in so long, and God asked me to pray today. And now as I walk in my truth, I can say I know what God, the love that God has for me, what truly is. There's no attachments to it. It's the same kind of love that I'm starting to give my own self, because I'm like, if God loves me that much, how come I cannot love myself like that? If I am made in his image, if I am a goddess myself, so how come I cannot give myself the same kind of love that he's given, that he's pouring into me? So it took a while because I had to go through that whole trauma, being demonized, being spirits. You know how church makes you see your spirits as like demons, as dark spirits. So I had to go through all of that to find God within myself. So to me, it hasn't been easy to understand who God is and what walking on your truth is and being an image and doing. It's like when you are called in to walk on his truth and to speak of his words, that's when you're going to need to find strength from you don't even know where, because you're going to be judged the most.
It is hard, but like you said, they painted a picture. So they programmed our mind that you need to talk a certain way, you need to walk a certain way, you need to dress a certain way. But they forget in the Bible, he said, come as you are. He sees your heart. I have like what do y'all think about this? Because we are made in his image. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. You know, uh, we are his prodigal sons and prodigal daughters. So the chosen ones, we do be sacrificed a lot. And that's another reason it's hard when you are a chosen one, because of what you stand for. Because we rather have peace than war. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like it because you are chosen, they're not. So how do you think that goes, that we are being sacrificed just like his son because we are his sons and daughters? What do you feel about that?
Mia said something. I totally agree with her. She said you knew of him but didn't have connection. Then she says, yeah, that's where I was. I was so angry with him at one point until I got to know. It is so true. Like I actually speak to him. I speak as I am talking to you. So it's all about building relationship and being honest. When you're mad, say you're mad. God, I am mad. I am angry. But I'm coming with an open heart, with a clean heart, and speak your truth. So I had to learn all that.
Yeah, I totally understand it.
Yeah. So
Yeah. And Alicia Brazil said, to me, is being one with everything and all things.
absolutely.
Awesome. And to what you're asking, Serena, about us as being like Jesus. You know, his people did not receive him when he came. It said his people he did not receive him. And then there's other parts. It talks about Yeshua that he could have done more miracles if they had believed in him. And then it also says that a prophet is not welcome in his own home. So, and people don't understand that the one that really has the image of God, the power of God, the ability to help change things is right in their midst. But they won't receive us like Jesus or Yeshua because, they look at the outward appearance. You know what I'm saying? They're looking at, maybe our past of where where we used to be or who we used to be, and they don't see the heart like God sees the heart, and so we're persecuted daily, because of our own belief. We don't believe like everybody else, and especially in the spiritual world of spirituality, it's so many things, that people can believe this way, we can believe that way, and which is fine. This is the way it should be. Everybody's individual spirituality, is personal, and I shouldn't have to put that off on somebody of what I believe. But because of that, people that are in certain religious groups, they there's a word I want to use, but they demonize it, our belief. So we're persecuted on that of how you believe that God is in everything. Well, no, God is not in everything. You got to go through Jesus. He's the only way. And so because our belief is different, we're persecuted. And matter of fact, Jesus, I have not found anywhere in the scriptures yet that it said Yeshua said to worship him. He said he always points you back to the Father.
Yahweh, God, whatever you call him. Yes, I agree. Something you said, King Divine, struck a chord when you said in the Bible it says a prophet is not welcome in his home. That's why spirituality Christian folks do not welcome us, because we're not following what they say is standards. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? But they failed to realize Jesus, aka Yeshua, only taught in the synagogue once. And it is written in there. He only taught once. Any other times he was out in the streets, by the rivers, by the waters, teaching, working miracles, but they only quoted so many because we definitely don't know how many. But it's like you doing this and you doing that. No. You know what I'm saying? That's not true. Because every prophet is different.
Yeah.
Okay? I can see, you can see, initiated spirits can see. If I was to go to church and prophesy, and then someone is doing that, I'm like, that is not of God. That is such and such a demon. They will say, I plead the blood of Jesus on you, because I can see. You see what I'm saying? There's a saying that every seer is a prophet, but every prophet's not a seer. You see what I'm saying? And we all judge, and we all wrong for that. But it seems like most church folks are more judgmental than spiritualist people, because we take God in everything and combine it into one.
That's right. Isaiah 43. Well, I'm quoting scriptures like we had Bible study, baby. Isaiah 43 says, I am God. It says, I make the light, I make darkness. I make evil and I make good. Everything comes from God, but what separates and become itself has nothing to do with God. Whether, because like you said, just say God is the light, but then you have evil. Well, God is the foundation, but what separates itself and what it becomes comes from, like you said, could come from humans and the way that humans think of, their perception of evil. But it says that God made everything, And so we all, as spiritualists, we take that into consideration of God is in all. God is in the tree. God is in the plants. That's why we use the herbs. God is in the oil. God is in the water. He's in, and when we give our elbow or give offerings to the different deities or our spirits, God is in everything. And so that's, like you said, we're persecuted on our belief in that because they're limited to the little things that they've been taught, because they won't go outside of the Bible and learn more.
And he is the God of the just and the unjust, just like you said. But they want to leave that part out. They want to leave the part as come as you are. God sees your heart. You know, the apostles, there was more than 12. Some of them was cheaters, lawyers, I mean, criminals, but he saw their heart.
Mm-hmm.
He even knew Judas was going to betray him, but he saw their heart. He saw the best in them. And it's like Christians can't see the best in us because we're not following their protocol.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's judging.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure is.
Like, you know, back in the biblical days, they had altars. You know, Juanita Byam had an altar in her house and she showed it on TikTok. So when we talk, spiritualists talk about altars, they want to say that's evil.
Mm-hmm.
But God said to have an altar in this house. But God said to also to make that an altar of him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Sure does. And one time I was looking at someone, you know, who's Christian, and he was like showing his altar in his house, or in his, you know, called his prayer closet, and there was a candle in there, and the Bible was open, and his little thing that you kneel down. I said, when did they start putting candles in their prayer closets? Like, this is
like, see, they telling on themselves. But if they come to you, ooh, you wrong, King Divine. It says da 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 da. They quick to quote it, and sometimes they misquote it.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. They really do. I'm like, wow, but you got an altar. We are the altar, as you always say.
Yes, but I think it all comes down to there's a lot of followers rather than leaders, right? So a lot of people will they will not break free because it becomes too much. Even you see people nowadays, all of a sudden they're spiritual. And when shit hits the fan and they have to do the work, they have to do the shadow work, they have to do the trauma work, they have to do the healing, they be like, oh, it's evil. And they go back to the church.
Right.
You know, because they're following a cycle routine that they don't have to put that much work. So a lot of people choose that because it's the easier way rather than facing themselves. So yeah,
they get to put off that, they get to put those excuses off on God and give it up to Him to give them their breakthrough and all of this. And like you said, for them doing their own shadow work. You know, a couple of days ago, like I told La Serene that I really got free because, you know, again, coming from a Christian background, I have a lot of friends. Still do have a lot of friends that are still in church. I have a lot of pastor friends. I'm talking about just, you got it. And so I was dealing with coming all the way out into my spirituality in front of people. You know, I've been on this spirituality walk since 2014. Nobody, you know, only the select few knew, and I taught my family and da 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 da. But I had this thing in my head and mind that, you know, what if Sister Such find out that, you know, I know how to use tarot cards. you know, what if, you know, they, I was like, you know what, this is my destiny to go against societal traditional ways to wake them up. And so I was talking with one of my friends the other night, and he was like, there's something about you. I said, yeah, I come all the way out. My spirituality, I'm out on the block, baby. You know, and he was like, he's like, well, tell me about it. And I began to tell him. He was like, it's funny that you say that because I'm walking this path now. I said, wow. I needed to be out here so that people have that, you know, assurance, or have that person they can go to, be like, oh, he's out here, let me go to him for, you know, to help me on my journey, basically.
There is a lot of people that's finding out the truth and starting on their spiritual journey, you know, because you can't say spirituality is all bad, because there's some pastors that need to repent every day. You know what I'm saying? There's also stuff going on in church they want to sweep under the rug. You know,
but
absolutely. And a lot of times, and I think the more we speak, people will understand that spirituality is not just about tarot, it's about reading cards, about tapping in. Spirituality is actually about you finding yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like finding your God-like conscience.
Yeah. It's like about being the truth. And it's like, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding what spirituality truly is. And a lot of times people are afraid because of the lies that are being spread. You
Mm-hmm.
know, for example, a lot of people, they have traumas that deals with God and religion, and
Yeah.
they choose spirituality as a scapegoat. And what they do, instead of working on their trauma, they're worshiping deities and working with deities and neglecting the fact that God is above all that. That
Mm-hmm.
we have to start at the beginning, not at the middle or at the end. So spirituality is not a scapegoat. If you think that you're on your high horse, it will put you right back where you begin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of people believe that the deities are higher than God.
Mm-hmm.
No, God is the creator of all.
Creator.
They all got to bow down and answer to him.
That's
So
right.
when y'all do that, that's wrong. Like a lot of people, I knew this one guy. I'm not going to say his name. When I said you need to give thanks to God for waking you up, he said, "No, I don't. I wake my own self up." I said, "Keep thinking that, buddy. No, you don't." I
Okay.
said, because every day you get a fresh new life blown in you and brand new grace and mercy. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? He saw, he showed enough mercy and grace to let you live again. But
Okay.
people kill me when they say, no, I do this. No, you don't.
That's right. Mia Williams said, yes. I asked someone that I said, if God is the only one you worship, if God, you only worship one God, why y'all worship Jesus? Yeah. What do
Because
y'all think?
you got
Go
to
ahead.
play by their rules. Their
That's
rules. Their world, their rules.
hmm and they can get hostile on that. What do you all think in the comments? You know, what is your what is spirituality to you? But yes, they get very hostile when you begin to tell when you don't do or giving them what they want to hear. They ready.
Exactly. I was raised, like I said, apostolic Pentecostal. And one day I got into my oldest brother. He's the firstborn. He's a pastor. And we got into it. I don't like getting in religious conflicts, but he said something. I said, so you actually telling me you believe everything the Bible says and it's been rewritten? I can make my own version and people buy it. I said, you're going to sit there and tell me you're going to believe everything in that Bible? And
Hmm.
he's like, no. And I said, then don't force it on people. You're
That's
going
it.
against their free will. And
Hmm.
he, all of a sudden, my family stopped talking to me. I
Wow.
still love them. Every
Hmm.
now and then they say, are you still alive? I'm like, yeah, but other than that, they don't talk to me. Family events like Christmas, Thanksgiving that normal family do, no, because they said, oh, I don't want that witchcraft in my house. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? Because I know some truth. And you know what? What is it? I questioned you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You got offended because I made you tell the truth that no, you didn't believe everything in the Bible.
Wow,
So
and it's because too, and if they, I mean, if they're so powerful, and they got so much power of Yeshua, Jesus, when you would come to their function, they should still invite you because if they got all this power, what you have shouldn't bother them, right?
I know, right?
Right, it
But
shouldn't bother.
no, like I say, okay, spirits talk to me. And I was like, okay, there's a spirit in your house. What are you talking about? See, oh, what? Don't you supposed to rebuke it? You
Come
know what I'm
on,
saying? All of a sudden
uh,
they said I'd be doing witchcraft. It's just funny. But I forgave them for their ignorance. But I love them. But I want to have to worry about me. Put
that's
myself
it.
first. And God said they not your family. You just relate to them. You was there to help heal that bloodline. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I consider y'all my family. Family
Yeah.
gonna bicker and argue. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? We all gotta agree to disagree.
That's right.
Y'all
Wow.
be
That,
quiet in the audience. What you say?
Oh yeah, I love what you said. I mean, that key thing you said to because I've heard it before. We're here to heal our bloodline, and as many times I heard you all say before, it's a lonely road.
Uh,
burden. It's a burden that we have to bear, but we have the power to do it.
a
We
lot
have.
of lot of lonely nights, a lot of crying, a
Mhm.
lot of. Now I understand why Yeshua said, "Take this cup from me. I don't want to do it no more." And God said, "No, you have to do it." And sometimes we be like, "I don't want to do it. I'm
Mhm.
tired of getting witchcraft done at me. I'm tired of getting stabbed in the back because I'm doing what you told me to do. And why am I?" And they said, "Because they hate me, and they see me in you, so they hate you."
Right.
And they
Yep.
said it's not the person, it's the spirits that's attached to them. And that made me like,
Mhm. Yeah.
Mia said, but to me, spirituality is and has been learning to love every element of my being, cosmic and avatar, while learning my power and connecting to God. Oh,
I love
yes.
that.
There are spirits in all elements. There are spirits everywhere. There are spirits on the railroad tracks. There are spirits in the water. There are spirits in the bridge. It's
Mhm.
spirits when you go check the mail. There are spirits everywhere. There's no way around it. They were here before humans. Remember, humans was created on the 6th day.
Okay.
They was here before he said, "Let there be light."
Mhm.
Because in the beginning, there was nothing but darkness and void.
That's it. And then how do we know what that day is? Because also somewhere and it says that one day to us is like 1 year to God. So he could have did, it could be a year span before he went to day 2, day 3,
Yes. But
Oh,
I like that comment very, very much because society and religion closes our mind and
mm,
spirituality just opens back up how it's supposed to. So I love what she wrote.
mm-hmm.
I think my computer froze. Can y'all see or hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm making a goofy face. So as long as y'all can hear me, that's fine.
What is that? The next question?
We can hear you.
The next question is how to overcome depression and fear.
Ooh, I do have it. So at the beginning, first, they tried to wake my ass up a lot of times, and I just ignore until they say, "Cut the shit." You ain't got no more choice. And it took me a while to not be afraid of my spirits. Let me just say that. I
Mhm.
was afraid because I know this is gonna sound terrible when I say it, but because how I was taught, right, to see spirits as demonic, as evil, that thing was implanted in my head that I couldn't shake it off. I was afraid. Like when I knew that they were gonna be there, I'd be like, I was afraid. I would turn every light on in the house. They'd be like, you think you're just gonna? What are you gonna do with the lights on? You
Right.
know, but it took a while to overcome that fear, to see them as part of me, not what I was there was programmed for me to see.
Mm-hmm.
Fear doesn't go away like that. I don't care how many times you say it. It's like it's engraved within yourself. It takes time to take it off. It takes time to work on it because when Matt tells me I take shower in the dark, I'm like, what the hell? I'd be like, hell no, I feel something breathing on my neck. Hell no. So
Mm-hmm.
it does take time because those fears are associated with traumas, with other people, with other things. So it does take a while to work on your fears. So don't come tell me, oh, I'm not scared anymore. Then
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden you see Baron Samedi behind you or in front of you and you're peeing on your pants. It takes time to work. Ma, you okay?
Yeah, my computer froze, but y'all can still talk.
We
Y'all just gonna see the goofy face of me.
we we see you moving around and everything.
But on
Yeah.
my laptop, I'm making a goofy face. So
Don't do nothing. Don't do
Right.
nothing. But it is
We
which
see you.
so I'm not gonna the truth is fear there's always gonna be here, but what's what helps is always working on it and not giving up and not letting that fear stopping you from taking the next step for working on yourself, working on it. I am afraid of some things, when it comes to spirituality. I am afraid of, I can, sometimes I'm afraid of my own gifts. And Ma will be like, I'm like, Ma. And she's tired of me calling her all the time. But, and the beauty of spirituality, it makes you face it, even if you don't want to.
That's right. Hey there. Welcome.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
what are some of your fears that you had to face when you start walking into your spirituality, King Divine?
Oh God, the number one thing was meditation. Like afraid that okay that I was gonna die in the midst of trying to breathe in and breathe out, and I was afraid that I was gonna leave my body and couldn't get back in there because a lot of times, like when I meditate, like I can feel
Mhm.
my spirit like shaking, not like out of fear, but trying to go, you know. And I'm like,
Mhm.
why does this keep happening? And of course, the smart thing will be like, well, you need to ground yourself, but at those times, I really didn't think about that. That you got to be grounded, because it's like I mean, it happened every time. So that was one of my major things. As far as I don't, as far as other things like when it comes to demons or seeing spirits, that didn't bother me because of course, like in the Christian church, I was in deliverance ministry, so I've seen them, heard them howl and growl and all that kind of stuff. So seeing spirits and dreaming about them, I was used to that. But I would say with meditation, that fear of leaving my body or astral projecting was the number one thing for me.
And Yuma?
Me was my fear is letting people down. Is because I want to see everybody get a piece of the pie. I want everybody to get what they deserve, whether they did wrong or not. And I get hurt when, well, not hurt. I get a fear of rejection, like, because I have a problem where I need to, what's that called? Not OCD, not
Big thing.
ACDC. Yeah, I set a standard for me.
Mm,
Okay, so when I don't reach my goal, I'm very hard on myself.
mm,
So, like, I'm healing from that because, spirits is dealing with me, but it hurts me when I see another person hurt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I didn't do my job. I didn't accomplish what I came back for. But as far as fearing spirits, I've never actually feared spirits. Never. They scared me and make me almost peed on myself. But if I don't feel like being bothered, I'll tell them, nah, do you know who I am? I'm
mm.
the child of God. You can't talk to me this way. I stand my ground. But sometimes that fear of not helping people turns into depression, and then
Mm.
Mhm.
I shut the whole world out. And then I might say, King Divine, can I vent to you? Or initiated spirits, can I vent? And sometimes it does help to talk to someone that has the same mentality as I am,
Yeah,
because sometimes that depression, you can get so much in that funk, there's no way out of it.
yeah, yeah. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
what about you, initiator?
No, what I wanted to comment what Ma was talking about depression.
Hmm.
We tend to shut down a lot when we are walking into our spirituality. We wanna It's like we go into a cocoon and we wanna preserve ourselves and not get all the outside pains and everything. But the reason why we walk into our spirituality is to go back in, to heal, to learn, so we can come back out. I was talking to my about this the other day. We go inward to learn the truth, to heal, to know what to do. So then we can come out and help those that are going through the same thing and or are about to go through the same thing. So a lot of times we do get depressed because we kind of feel if we we get scared to be out there because we know how hurtful it can be. We know how painful it can be. But that's where we got to find the strength to know, oh, we have learned how to deal with this. Imagine what the next person that is about to go through it, how they're going to feel. So spirituality is not about shutting down, but about branching out. So it's going inwards to learn so you can teach the next person that is going to go through it. So that's what I wanted to put in.
That's why it's called testimony. That's the reason why we took on this role. Yes, I don't know why. I ask myself all the time, Lasadine, why the hell did you pitch this? You know what I'm saying? But everything we go through, we picked it. That's why the enemy cannot go through what we went through. So what we do, what we overcome, like cancer, rape, molestation, domestic violence, anything, we picked it and we healed from it, and God blessed us. This is our testimony to help the next person because we went through the valley of the shadow of death.
Yes.
Absolutely. I love what Mia said, because one day, I'm going to tell a quick story. One day I was in the kitchen. I was doing something. I saw a face of a child just picking through it. I thought it was my child. Then it just went away. And my child was coming down the stairs. I said, what the hell? I'm like, you're just going to give me a heart attack. But I know what she means, that those faces just speaking in, like the touching and everything. And you kind of feel like you're going insane. So I do agree with you. It is a crazy ride.
Yeah. I remember one time I was driving for a company, and I picked up the people, and I was dropping them off. And time they got out of my car, I saw the image of a little girl in my back seat. I was like, I don't know what you're doing in here, how you got in here, but you got to out. I was like, you got to go. Look, I literally let the woman down. I said, you got to go. Go back in the house with them. And as I was driving away and driving, and up the road, there was a funeral home. I said, okay, now I see where you came from, But I was like, you got to get up. You got to get up out of here. But my thing with depression, I always, I think I dealt with it from disappointment. When people didn't do what they said they was going to do, that was my thing, But then I had to realize that things change. Nothing is set in stone, and then you don't have set those expectations for a lot of things from people. So my thing, that disappointment used to have me in the bed for 2 or 3 days. So I guess you could say it turned into depression. Because I was so disappointed, and that come from childhood stuff that I went through. But as we always know, everything is a process. Like you said about fear, being rid of fear, it's definitely a process, because I believe that there are layers of fear that certain ones can have. There's layers of depression, and so we have to be good and good to ourselves, knowing that any little progress that we make is a blessing.
That's so true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Y'all ready for the next question?
Yeah.
How can we stop from walking in our parents' shadow, not becoming them? Does that make sense to y'all?
Yes.
Is it a good them or a bad them, or just
either or?
Okay. Because we are our own individual, correct? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how not to walk in your parents' shadow. Yes.
I think being as a parent, we tend to create a vision for our kids, and we forget that they are their own human self, that they are their own selves. So in that sense, we as a parent don't notice that we put a burden on them, on the kids. how can we is not comparing your accomplishments and your setbacks with your parents. Your parents might have a gift that you don't have. They might have, it's different times in general. It's different times, different ways of being raised, different, I'm not going to say timeline, but we tend, when they say, for example, when they say, oh, you look just like your mom, or you look just like your dad. I'm like, no, I don't. Can you just see me for me? See me for me. I resemble my dad, I resemble my mom, but I do not look like them. That thing just flew by.
So in so many words, okay, for example, your mother, no, Mickey Mouse mother was an alcoholic. Y'all see, I had to change that because I wasn't going to speak that into existence. Mickey Mouse mother was an alcoholic. So Mickey Mouse is like, people's like, you just like your mother. You need to stop that. She was an alcoholic. And you be like, no, I'm not my mother. So is that what you're trying to say for the test tube babies out there?
Yes. I'm gonna use me as comments, right? All my family, they all knew they were gifted. All the women, gifted as heck. All of them are church rabbits. God forgive me for saying this. But and when I decide to be the black sheep of the family, it kind of ruffles some feathers. But then I remember that they are not me, I am not them. Just because I came from this family, that does not mean that I have to hold all their traumas, everything, because we have the same blood. It does not work like that. I remember one time that Ma said to me, we all came in with one ticket each. You cannot give your ticket to someone else, and that person cannot give you that ticket to you. So you have to see you as you. I know a lot of times they say it takes a community to raise a family, a child. It takes a community to do this. But if you are broken and you go into that community and that community is broken itself, or how you're going to raise, how you're going to ascend, how you're going to heal if nobody wants to do the work. It's the same with the family. Our family, they're always going to be there, and they're always going to judge us the most. They're always gonna, strangers will lift you up more than your family in a lot of times. I know this is hard for me to say, but it is true. So don't measure your accomplishments with your mother, your aunt, or your sister. And don't measure your trials and your lessons to them. Because at the end of the day, you are created uniquely as you. So what is it?
Did you say something?
I just heard the sound. I thought it was coming from one of y'all.
Oh no, that spirit's messing with you.
Baby. Child. I need a break. But I hope that makes sense to some of you. I know a lot of times it is hard to step away from your family shadow, step away from your parents' shadow. Hi. But just remember that you are leaving behind a legacy that your parents didn't. You putting new work in that your parents didn't. A lot of times they didn't have the strength to do the healing. But now you picking up that baton and say, I got this. I'm gonna do this for my generations to come. So it is hard, especially when you are the only one walking into your spirituality and they are all church folks. And they bring the whole Bible verse and you're like, oh my God. But it is hard. but you have to see you for you without your family first.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes back to the biblical things when he said,
See, Mia did heard that. I'm sorry, ma. I was not saying Mia said, yeah, I heard that. It was a girl.
like when that one man said, "How can I make it in there?" And he said, "Leave your family, let the dead bury the dead." To me, when he said, "Let the dead bury the dead," that means let the unawakened stay with the unawakened and the awakened be with the awakened. Sometimes your family is your downfall. You can love them, but you came here for a reason, you know.
Yeah, that's right. And like you was asking, how not to walk in their shadows. It's about knowing who you are and knowing your purpose and your destiny. Since 14 years old, I have been asking, why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? God show me, God show me, God show me. And it was only until really a couple of months ago I had my epiphany, like, wow, okay, I got it now. But knowing who you are will help you step into your own unique self, and you won't follow into those shadows, that are your parents. Some things we might fall in, but if you know that you have your own path, you won't stay there. Even if the person just say, if the parent is alcoholic, and you know that, okay, now you begin to drink a little too much, you know, and then being spiritual, you say, okay, I got to get a hold of this so I don't become that. So it's about, I believe, knowing uniquely who you are, and so you won't walk in the shadows of your parents.
And that's also breaking generational curses too.
Mm-hmm.
Fire.
Yeah, that's what we come to do, to break those generational curses of depression, oppression, poverty, and all those things like so what you're saying too, the shadows is just not the parents, it's all is our bloodline. It's throughout our bloodline, and we're here to be that hero. Basically.
True.
Congratulations, Sadara. You have been for 2 years. Continue moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
takes a lot. That takes strength.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And courage, faith, and you are also like choosing yourself. You're honoring who you are by saying by not doing the same thing, by not walking the same steps. So kudos to you. That takes strength right there.
Yeah, and you're making a big difference.
So spirituality is really hard, and it's not
Mhm.
for the weak. So when you walk in this path, you should know you're not weak. You are strong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You are the hunter, not the hunted. You just got to take the time and know thyself. But the piggyback off you, King Divine, sometimes I still say, why me? Why me? Why did you do this? Why that? And he sit down because he say, because I said so. I saw
Yeah.
it in you.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you need to see it in yourself. And
That's
I
it.
was like, can you make my load a little lighter? He said, I did.
Mm.
He said, I did make your load lighter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think, and a lot of us should realize too that we do carry our ancestors within us. When they pass on, they go within our world, because and that's for those we know and we don't know, because of we're in spirituality, so we do know about ancestral veneration, but we carry a lot of those, that and the things that they've gone through within us.
And we
So
act just like them too.
right,
We act just like our deities too.
yeah, my mind, my talk, it was like, because sometimes you can be like you're sad, but it's not you. It's an energy, or like you said, a spirit, or something that's coming through. And it could be very well your ancestor that you're feeling that, and you think, oh my God, why I'm so sad today. Well, you're carrying them, and plus the other stuff that's around you as well. So it's so important to know that and like we said, but we have the tools to do this. We have the tool to walk this path out, no matter what.
Nah, just letting y'all know I'm not coming next reincarnation. I'm staying. I told Mom I'm not coming.
You're not coming?
No.
But the reason why, sorry, initiated by spirit, the reason why sometimes our path is hard is because when in another lifetime we didn't fix it. So because we didn't fix it and in that contract and heal that area, we reincarnate back, and it gets harder. That's why a lot of y'all keep meeting the same men, females. Y'all keep getting these same dead end jobs. It's because you didn't end it.
Yes. Any other questions?
No, I don't have.
I don't have any either. We got 5 minutes before it's 8:00.
I know, right? I want to do a quick shout out to Margaret. Thank you for coming to the live. Sherry, Mia, Maria, Licia, Brazil, Kashif, I believe it's Sudsy,
The daughter.
RHM. Hello, thank you for coming. Love and light. What is that? X engine. Please forgive me for messing these up. Anybody we missed? Goddess of Peace 41, and I think let me see, Mariha and Sadara.
Yeah. So, y'all know who you are. We don't mean to mess up your name, Frijolito, but
Right. Thank y'all.
We would really appreciate it if y'all can come up with some topics, that's catered to all audience,
Yes. I think we're just gonna, don't forget to give this live a thumbs up. Yeah.
Thank you, Frijolito. Thank you.
Well, I know I'm gonna speak because I think it is hard when you doing this and you feel like you are alone, but don't dig a hole for yourself. Even you can speak, try to find someone that is on that has the same mentality as you, and talk, because we all go through things. I go through things, King Divine go through things, and man goes through it. And God knows that we go through it, but don't ever give up on yourself in life. That's the thing. It does not matter how hard it gets. There's always going to be another day. So don't ever give up on yourself and your life.
Yes. I have a quote. This quote was from T.D. Jakes, and it stuck with me. You're not supposed to get along with everybody. Everybody is not supposed to like you. Stop lowering your price tag for people so you can fit in where you don't belong. Stop complaining and crying about people hating on you. They're supposed to hate on you. If you are a leader, they are going to hate on you. That's the part of your soul mission.
Yeah. And
anytime God has a great purpose in your life, he will put a great problem in front of that, because he saw the best in you and he knew that you can solve it.
Absolutely.
And I hope that touched somebody.
That's powerful. Yeah. And one thing that I keep saying, I don't know who it's for, but you've been reading in a book and you have a bookmark there, and you keep saying, I'm going to get back to this chapter. I'm going to get back to this chapter. The Spirit is saying, get back to that chapter, because there's something for you that's going to carry you the rest of the month. Okay. I don't know who that for. I didn't tap in, but it just keep coming to my eyes. So I wanted to just put that out there.
Sometimes that's not tapping in, Divine. That's just sometimes Spirit is putting you in there. Okay. Spirit just came and whispered, and they told you to say it. Because I think that was for a lot of people, not just one. But I
Got-
want to say it's always an honor being in your presence, King Divine Fire. You welcome on the podcast anytime. Initiated by spirits, you already know what's up. You know, but I would love to see y'all for the spiritual retreat. Like I said, all three of us and Divine Legacy will be there June 23rd to the 25th. It's going to be a blessing, and a lot of y'all are going to benefit from this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
See y'all there. Sign up now. You can register now.
Yes, and payment plans are available. The payment plans need to be done by June 9th because we're searching for houses now. We're debating on what size. That's why I said, you know, we really would like y'all to get out here.
Ahmad, there's a message for you from Maria Hall.
I'm thankful for you too, Maraha Hall. Thank you.
Oh, I screwed that name
Thankful
up.
for all of y'all because without you, this podcast wouldn't exist. Talk to Me Spirit wouldn't exist. Y'all the one that helped me. So I am grateful for y'all. We are a community.
So true. So true.
Okay, I'm getting ready to control, delete, escape because my computer laptop is frozen. But I love all y'all and thank you so much for everything. And Sunday, we will be here at 5:30.
All right.
Yes.
Now.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Night night. Bye bye.